Have you ever sat there, eyes burning, chest tight, that familiar sting behind your eyes telling you tears are coming, and then nothing happens? You wait and wait, and somehow the tears never arrive. Just dry eyes, a heavy chest, and this overwhelming feeling with nowhere to go. You know you're hurting. You can feel it, but your body won't let it out. If you've ever wanted to cry so badly and couldn't, stay with me, because this experience is far more common than people realize. And contrary to what your mind might be telling you, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. Welcome to Life Happens. Here's how it usually happens. Sometimes it's a breakup, sometimes it's grief, sometimes it's failure, and sometimes it's not one big event at all. It's just months of carrying things, being strong, showing up, getting through the day, until one day you realize you're not okay anymore and you think, maybe I just need to cry. So you try. You put on that song. You replay the memory. You sit alone with your thoughts. You practically beg yourself. And still, nothing. Just a hollow weight sitting in your chest. And then another kind of pain begins. You start questioning yourself. Am I actually sad? Do I even care? Why can't I do something as simple as cry? I once read a story from someone whose grandmother had passed away. During the funeral, they handled everything. The phone calls, the paperwork, the family, they stayed strong for everyone. Then they got home, sat alone in their room, and waited to fall apart. But nothing happened. No tears, no release, just silence. And honestly, that experience is more common than most people think. What if the inability to cry isn't a sign that you feel too little? What if it's a sign that you've been carrying too much? Have you ever noticed that sometimes the people who cry the least aren't the strongest? They're often the most exhausted. When emotional pain becomes overwhelming, the mind sometimes stops processing it in the usual way, not because it's broken, because it's trying to protect itself. Think of it like a circuit breaker. When too much electricity runs through a system, everything shuts down temporarily, not to cause damage, to prevent it. Sometimes our emotions work the same way. The sadness doesn't disappear. The grief doesn't disappear. The heartbreak doesn't disappear. It simply becomes harder to access. Someone once described losing the ability to cry as losing a language they used to speak fluently. And I think that's exactly what it feels like. The emotion is still there, but the pathway to express it feels blocked. And for many people, that blockage started years ago. Maybe they grew up hearing things like, stop crying, toughen up, be strong, don't make a scene. So little by little, they learned to swallow their emotions, to hide them, to survive them, until one day the door became so heavy they forgot how to open it. That isn't weakness. That isn't failure. And it certainly isn't proof that you don't care. In fact, the strongest evidence that your emotions are still there is the fact that you want to cry in the first place. That ache, that pressure, that feeling that something wants to come out, that's not emptiness. That's emotion searching for a way through. So what do you do when the tears won't come? First, stop treating the absence of tears as proof that you're okay. You don't need tears to validate your pain. Pain is real whether it comes out as crying, silence, exhaustion, anger, or numbness. Second, stop demanding that your emotions perform on command. Sometimes the goal isn't to make yourself cry. Sometimes the goal is simply to stop abandoning yourself while you wait, to sit beside your pain instead of fighting it, to say, I'm hurting right now. And let that be enough. And finally, don't carry it alone. Talk to someone, a friend, a family member, a therapist, not because something is wrong with you, but because being heard is one of the ways human beings heal. Sometimes emotions need safety before they can find expression, and sometimes tears arrive when they finally realize they're safe. If you're watching this right now with dry eyes and a heavy heart, I hope you know this. You are not broken, you are not cold, and you are not failing at grief. The fact that the tears haven't come yet doesn't mean the feelings aren't real. It just means your mind and body are carrying them in a different way. And if the tears come later, in the shower, on a quiet drive, or in the middle of an ordinary Tuesday, let them come. Not because crying fixes everything, but because some feelings were never meant to be carried alone forever. Take care of yourself, because life happens.